Every stinking pins needed. I like that. Great signs this week in Columbus. I like the guy with the cutout. There he is, up there, upper top. That's one of my favorites. Good look at Tim Voss, the proprietor here at Sequoia Pro Bowl. Always puts on a great event here in Columbus. Wonderful venue to come to in a great city. And earlier today, a check for over $40,000 was handed over to the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation, handed over to Nationwide Children's Hospital. This event raising that money for that wonderful work. And there is the Kretzer clan watching dad and husband and son try and seek his first tour title. And there he is sporting the Buckeye colors. And here's a look at our Bear Breakdown. Our title match, the Etonic Don Johnson Eliminator.
Brian Kretzer does have one second place finish, and that was at the World Championships. He lost to Walter Ray back in 2003.
His last TV appearance prior to today came at the Chameleon Championship in the 08-09 season, where he finished 4th. Here is Kretzer trying for his first ever tour title. Right through the nose, but gets a good break with the 7 dropping late.
And that shot stayed on his hand a little bit too long. Here comes a little loft there, and normally when your hand stays in it longer than you want it to, it's usually a tugged or pulled shot left. Nice break, only leaving the 3-6. Brian Kretzer must somehow find a way to keep his emotions intact and manage his game.
3-6.
Has a lot of family here, has a lot of fans here, and here's Brian earlier today talking about what it would mean to win here today in Columbus.
If I win, my mom won't stop crying for 2 days, and my wife will probably be right behind her. It's horrible to say, you know, with it being my first win, and you know, you got Wes on the show with a bunch of wins and a Player of the Year. It'll mean a lot to me, but I'll be probably 3rd or 4th in my family when it comes to who it means the most to.
Well, the 3-6 got swept off of the left lane. We're waiting for it to get put back. It's there now. Sweep is up. Should be ready for Brian Kretzer to throw a spare ball at the 3-6.
Fourth to wait. So I'll look at Jill Kretzer, Brian's wife, and Linda, his mom. Daughters Madison and Megan here as well. Ditto for his son, Mason. Mike Scroggins, his clan watching home back in Amarillo. Ross, Will, Maggie, wife Melanie. Scroggins leaves the 7.
A little fast, a little fast, a little fast.
Well, he says a little fast, and normally with a lower rev rate going into the pocket like Mike Scroggins has, he's going to leave a weak 7. He did manage a 7-bagger in the last match. And Mike Scroggins, really, the advantage should be in his corner. He's the guy with all the experience. He's the guy that's won majors. And he was a player that finished runner-up last week at the U.S. Open.
Fell to Bill O'Neill, 267, 207. I mean, O'Neill was lights out, but Scroggins just was not dialed in. Scroggins was the #1 seed, but it was O'Neill earning his 2nd tour title and 1st major of his burgeoning career. Scroggins, at 45 years of age, bounced back well here in Columbus. Gets all 10 to drop in the 2nd.
And for Mike Scroggins, he wants to bowl a guy like Brian Kretzer, a player who hasn't won before, because all the pressure is on the non-winner.
Scroggins, 7 tour titles, 0 for Kretzer. This is 9th year on the tour, 6th as an exempt bowler, native of Dayton, Ohio. A resilient 10-pin.
Back-to-back tug shots for Brian. See how he's motioning like his elbow went around early, his hand got on top of it, and the ball goes left. Again, you're looking at a player who's been working on a straight game for 4 years. This guy is known for throwing the big, slow hook. And finally got good enough at throwing it straight, and it helped him make this telecast.
He liked the pace of this, too. He says, I'm a quick bowler anyway, so that won't hinder me, as he plowed through match 1 and 2, and here he is in the title match. And a lot of folks in Dayton watching Brian Kretzer. He said there was a Sunday morning league, and once they were done, they were all heading to a couple of the local pubs, and the pubs were popping up our broadcast. So we thank them for airing the PBA on ESPN this Sunday. Kretzer. That's a nice break. He has gone through the nose every shot.
Boy, a little home field advantage there. You know, this could have easily have been 3 consecutive open frames. He goes through the nose in the first, leaves a 3-6. He goes through the nose in the second, leaves a 10-pin. This one, he caves in all 10. And right now, only trails by 1 pin.
Scroggins up in the third, working on a strike. Messenger! Got 1, but not 2.
Wow.
Boy, and what a huge break after everything kind of going Brian Kretzer's way in the first 3 frames. Mike throws a pretty good shot here, just a little high in the pocket. Leaves the 6-8. 6 goes late.
Scroggy came into the week tied for 3rd on the Player of the Year, pointless with Chris Barnes. He will now be in 3rd all by himself when it's said and done. Bill O'Neill at 56, Walter Ray Williams Jr. at 52. Scroggins with a 2nd place finish will have 40 points. If he wins it, he'll have 48 with 3 events left on the tour after today.
Yeah, we have a nice race shaping up, especially if Scroggins can eke out a win here.
Strike there for Scroggins. Just a flashback to that Player of the Year pointless. Let's go back last week. Last Saturday in Indy, where Walter A. Williams Jr. could have, should have been on the TV show and would have earned himself some very valuable points.
Yep. Remember, he needed 2 strikes in the 10th frame and 7.
Got the 2 strikes.
And he got 6, which ended up tying Norm Duke and Jason Couch leapfrog both of them to make the show.
Kretzer in the 4th. Not getting
Scared to death to throw it
the
good.
big breaks. He's getting some little breaks here by avoiding some open frames, but
well, and you heard him say he's scared to death of throwing it good. He just hasn't made a good shot yet. There's the hook ball. Right now, Brian Kretzer just needs to buckle down and make good shots. Every time he's made a good shot, it seems like his carry percentage has been very high, and he's thrown a lot of strikes when he gets it off his hand properly.
What does he need to do differently besides getting it off his hand properly?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of apprehension there, a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety. Just relax, take a deep breath, and you got to use the Brian Kretzer mantra. Hey, if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't, but just have fun.
Messenger!
Oh, my God.
Another shot right through the nose. Another nice break, only leaving a single pin. Right now, Brian Kretzer having some issues. Just trying to make good shots here in the title match.
Takes care of the 3. Described this season in 1 word. Horrible. Until Saturday. He said it was the 2nd worst season of my life, the worst since 03-04. The problem, a poor start at the World Series of Bowling, and didn't really match up there, but essentially said it's been mainly me. Scroggins just a 2-pin lead. 2 spares, 2 strikes. It's the 3rd strike there. Dave Ozio, the general manager of Etonic Worldwide, a Hall of Famer as well here in attendance.
That's right, and I think he was voted the 34th greatest player of all time. You know how I know that?
Because you're 35th.
Exactly. David's just a great guy. I've known David forever. What a great bowler. one of the styles that you always looked at and tried to emulate back in the 80s and 90s, and still today. I know he's going through some wrist problems, so Dave, get well soon, buddy. And that's what Mike Scroggins does best. His opponent is struggling. Mike Scroggins has got a nice line to the pocket, and now he's the one making the good shots.